Hey everybody, this is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor. I am so glad that you are here with me. It is Sunday night, and if you have figured anything out by being with us for some period of time or just short period of time, we do things consistently. Every single Sunday night, I teach the Shibboleth lifestyle overview. It is like the aerial view of the entire lifestyle. You're going to get this tonight in this 1 hour. So I am so glad that you are with me. If you're finding this on Facebook and you don't know what we're talking about, just listen in. It is going to be the nutrition education that you have never had but always needed. You can get a membership at www.shibbolethdeals.com. Currently, a membership is only $99 for a year. That includes the Fast Track Journey and Tiger's Eye level. What's special about that? The Tiger's Eye level gets you Travis, our founder. So that's very, very important. If you are in the Zoom room, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. Please do me a favor and click where your chat button is. So look for it on your computer or your phone. Find out where that is. That way, if you have any questions tonight, you can go ahead and ask me. And then click where it says panelists. You want to choose the option right below panelists that says all panelists and attendees. That's the one you want to click. And then say hello. Please tell me where you're from. There's Patty Bass. Patty Bass is with us tonight. Patty Bass is from Columbia, Tennessee, and is a great encourager and great help to me, and I'm thankful. Hey, Amy from Jasper, Georgia. Hey, Gloria on Facebook. And if you are brand new, please tell me if you're brand new. I want to know that. Or if you're here for a restart, it helps me too. Hey, Chris Butler, brand new, Georgia, Ackworth, Georgia. Chris, I live right off Ackworth Due West Road, so I'm in close to Ackworth. My address is Kennesaw. Gloria is from Minnesota. Glad you're here with us. Amy Wheeler is brand new. Awesome. Awesome. I would also love to know how you heard about Shibboleth. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie was on our accountability meeting yesterday, trying everything out, all the new things that she's got ahead of her in Shibboleth. I'm glad that you are here. Stephanie is from Conyers, Georgia. Well, I give it until 3 minutes after the start time of class to get started, just in case anybody was having any trouble getting logged on. So we've got 2 more minutes. And while those 2 minutes are going on, I just want to let you know my little brief story. I found Shibboleth in April of 2019. Hey, Betty, I'm glad you're trying to get restarting and get motivated. Yes, definitely. Awesome. Patty says, welcome new folks. You are in the right place. So I found it in April of 2019. I then just started, I learned it. I started applying it, and in about 5 months, I lost 50 pounds. And then I have been in maintenance now for almost 2 years. And I love it. It's awesome. Basically, it's the education that I needed that I never had. It's also a place where I can find structure around eating and accountability too. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to let my dog out. All right. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to go over a PowerPoint. This PowerPoint is accessible after tonight, so you don't necessarily have to take screenshots or anything like that. Oh, thank you, Patty. Thank you. I appreciate that. For those of you on Facebook that can't read this chat over here in Zoom, Patty says, Kim is your first instructor and amazing and dedicated. Take notes. That is very important. You do want to be able to refer back. So I'm going to share my screen. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to learn the language of Shibboleth. When you talk Shibboleth, when you read about Shibboleth, when you're looking at posts about Shibboleth, what are these people saying? That's what you're going to be thinking in the beginning. But only until someone has explained it to you, and that's what I'm doing tonight, okay? So we're going to talk about the basics. So we are a lifestyle. We are not a diet. Now, what a lifestyle means is that we've got to get to that spot where this is what we do for the rest of our life, that we're not thinking I'm short-term diet and then I can go back to my old habits, because we know those don't work. We've got to actually edit all of our habits for life. So hence lifestyle. All right. So it's a Shibboleth lifestyle. The basics of the lifestyle are so simple. These things that we talk about tonight, they are concrete things that you can apply each and every day. As I go over tonight's information, what I truly want you to see this as, it's a management system. There is nothing really that goes that great in life if it's not managed in some way, because we might be at the spot where we need to turn around and go the other way because we haven't been managing this area of our life very well. And so we need a management system. And that's basically what Shibboleth is. It gives you a management system. And it's also the nutrition education that goes along with that. So the basics are, we have two modes in Shibboleth. Okay, this is different than types of days. Two modes. You are in weight loss mode or maintenance mode. It's one or the other, weight loss or maintenance. There's three differences between the two modes. One, the number of holidays that you can use in a calendar month. Two, how you treat fruit or eat fruit. Three, your mindset. As much as we say lifestyle, people still might start off this as a diet, but we've got to get from weight loss to maintenance and realize this is a lifestyle. I can't go back to my old habits because the results I got back then are going to come back if I go back there. So why would we go back there? All right. So there's three differences between weight loss and maintenance: number of holidays, how you eat fruit, and your mindset. So basically, there are two types of days. We either have a perfect day or a holiday. Now, a perfect day, we'll talk about that. That's a day where you're hitting everything just right according to the Shibboleth shield, which we'll go over on the next slide. A holiday is just some day where you are not meeting some component of the shield. All right. And a holiday is what the world calls a cheat day. But we are not going to attach a negative word like cheat to food. It's a holiday. We just aren't doing it in a way that's going to bring the best results, but it's still nothing. We're not cheating. We're just eating in a way that isn't going to bring the best results. And we can do that up to 6 times a month in weight loss mode and still get results. How many holidays are allowed? In weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. Once you get to maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. One of the questions that I get a lot about holidays is it one meal? Is it all day? The answer to that is yes, on both of those. It could be just one meal or it could be all day. Or you could just simply not get your water in for the day. You would still need to call that a holiday, because all the things that we're going to talk about on the next slide all work together, and it's important to get them all rolling and working together. So you can have up to 6 holidays in weight loss mode. I am not going to focus on 12 holidays right now because in fast track, most people are in weight loss mode. So how do you have a perfect day? You follow the Shibboleth shield. After 2 perfect days, you are in EFB, efficient fat burning. And oh, I meant to say something on this last page. There's a perfect day or a holiday, but when you go in to make your very first journal entry, you might click on the drop down menu and you see 10 different types of options. In the beginning, all you need to focus on is perfect day or holiday, perfect day or holiday. All of those other options, depending on the level of membership that you have, are versions of perfect days. They're just advanced learning. So you don't need to go there yet. We don't need to go from kindergarten to college in a week. We can just do the basics and start getting these habits changed, and then you can look at those advanced days. All right, so don't be surprised if you see in your journal more than 2 types of days, but right now you're only focused on perfect day or holiday. All right, so the very first thing that we are going to do every day is we are going to drink our water, then we're going to journal, then we're going to eat in the right combinations, and we're going to portion control our food, and we're going to use the timing principle. We're going to give our body a break from digesting. Okay, so water, journal, combinations, which I also say that's eating in a way that controls insulin, portions, and timing. Those are the 5 components of the Shibboleth Shield. This is what I call my 5 daily disciplines, and I want to get these things done every single day. It's just 5, and they're just things that are going to start to come naturally to you after you have started doing them. So component number 1 of the shield is water. You want to drink at least half a gallon of water every single day. That's 64 ounces, but shoot for a gallon, which is 128 ounces. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need both of those things to be moving out of our body on a regular basis. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. So you now live on planet Shibboleth, okay? And the citizens of planet Shibboleth do not have idle bites. We do not randomly pop things in our mouth and throw them in our mouth. We do them more mindfully, more purposefully, more consciously than we have done in the past. What's going to help us do that? Writing things down. The more we write down, the better it is, and the more we will learn to be able to think about why we're making that decision of just popping some random thing into our mouth. So if you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. So we're going to write down everything that we eat, and it will help you so very, very much. This is the thing I hear from those people that are often restarting is, oh yeah, I quit journaling, and it helps so much when I journal. So if that's the thing that you've figured out helps, then don't ever give it up, okay? Component number 3 of the shield is combinations. We're going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin, AKA the fat bus. We call insulin the fat bus. Let's quit riding that bus. We don't need to be on that bus anymore. And we'll talk more about that later. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. I don't want to be picked up by the fat bus. Okay, so let's eat properly combined meals. Now, this component is secret alert. Right now, this is the one you may not have ever heard about in your life. I am sure that you've heard drink water. I am sure that you've heard, well, you might want to write down your foods, but you've probably never heard, well, I need to eat in a way that controls insulin. Secret alert right here. Now, this is a biggie because this is what you're eating. The 5 components of the shield, only one of them has to do with what you are eating. That's this one. Now, I am going to do an overview of it tonight, but tomorrow night, the full 1-hour video is on this topic. Okay, so make sure that you have registered and you come back for tomorrow night. Component number 4 of the shield is portions. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Now, our stomachs are not any bigger than this. They're not any bigger than this. We're going to put our hands together. So you're going to close your fingers up, move your thumbs out of the way, put your hands together just like that. Then you're going to lower your hands down over your food and you're going to look. And you simply do not want to see your food sticking out around your hands. Your food should also not be thicker than the thickest part of your hand, okay? So basically, we're not piling up a Thanksgiving plate and then saying, I can't see it. Okay, we're not doing that. All right, our stomachs are not bigger than that. Now, our stomachs may have gotten stretched out but our body can heal itself if we start doing the right thing. Okay. What I love about this component of the shield is I carry my measuring tools with me wherever I go. I do not have to count calories. I do not have to weigh things, measure things, and count points or macros or anything like that. I simply put a properly combined meal on my plate, and I don't want to be able to see it sticking out from underneath my hands. It's that simple. So currently, we've been over 4 components of the shield. Water. Y'all can start that today. You can start that, but we'll talk about tomorrow. You can start that tomorrow. Journaling. You can start that tomorrow. Eating in a way that controls insulin. We're going to talk about those combinations and some quick and easy ways to go ahead and get started on that pretty quick. But you might have to go to the grocery store and get a few new things. Like if you like loaf bread, we might have to get you a different loaf bread or tortilla or a few things like that. All right. That's the beauty of the food library. And then portions. So those are the 4 we've been over already: water, journal, combinations, and portions. These 4 are the 4 that you have to meet in order to say that you've had a perfect day. This is part of what the management system is. You wake up in the morning, hopefully you've already looked at the calendar for the month and you've kind of planned out when you might need holidays based on vacations or birthdays or anniversaries or work events or actual holidays, and you've got a plan. Okay. But when you wake up on a Monday morning and there's nothing special about Monday, you're like, perfect day. This is a perfect day. Those are the 4 things that you need to meet in order to say it's a perfect day. If you don't meet one of those, you call it a holiday, okay? So it doesn't just have to be the food part. It can be not drinking your water or having 2 servings of something. That's gone over your portions. That's no longer a perfect day. But number 5, which we're going to talk about next, we call it timing. This one is not a requirement to have a perfect day, but it is extremely important. This one helps optimize all the other things that you are doing. And it basically gives you an opportunity to learn how to not graze, because grazing is hurting our metabolism. It also gives your digestive system a break. There are lots and lots of digestive problems out there in the world. I'm going to tell you, it's because we are overworking that poor little digestive system. We're never giving it a break. Think about your digestive system as a machine. If you never give a machine a break, it's eventually going to break down. And there's a lot of broken down digestive systems out there. So think about the friends that you've heard say they've got this problem, that problem, and the other. Oftentimes people want to say it's about other things, and there might be a problem that causing it. But if you'll give your body a break from digesting food 24/7, then it will help that. But this timing part basically gives us the structure by which we can eat food. So now, if you're not a breakfast eater, no big deal. You do not have to be a breakfast eater. But I'm just going to talk about breakfast, in general, but you don't have to eat it. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 meals in a day. You can do 3 meals in a day, up to 3 meals in a day. If you don't eat breakfast and all you eat is lunch and dinner, totally fine. You can do that. That's not a problem. But if you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is best if you have them 4 to 6 hours apart. If you do not have them 4 to 6 hours apart, that's not going to keep you from having a perfect day if you've also met component 1, 2, 3, and 4. Y'all see what I'm talking about? The first 4 are required to say you're having a perfect day. But if you don't quite meet this little component here, then you're not going to be thrown out of having a perfect day. This is helping you optimize all the rest. So let's say that this slide right here says you should go 4 to 6 hours between meals. What if you ate 3 meals? What if you ate at 3 hours? I said 4. I'd said 3 and held up 4 fingers. Goodness, my brain is not working right now. But if you go 3 hours, you're still going to have a perfect day if you meet the rest of that. Y'all give me some thumbs up if that all makes sense, okay? In what Travis calls moments, Travis is our founder, by the way. You'll love him. In moments of mental weakness, you can use something called a freebie, an extra, or a snack, all right? And later on in the week, we are going to learn more about freebies, extras, and snacks. And then look at this last bullet point. Keep in mind that we need to stop grazing. Grazing is not helping us at all. Okay, so if you did 3 meals in a day, let's say you have breakfast and then you have an extra mid-morning, then you eat lunch and then you have a snack, then you have dinner and then you have freebies while you're watching TV. You know what that looks like? A perfect Shibboleth day. Now, it's not the best and it's not optimized, but you would still be inefficient fat burning. Yes, you would. You would still be inefficient fat burning. You could still call that a perfect day. Okay. And sometimes in the beginning, people need to utilize all of those things to come off all of their other habits. Okay. So you can utilize all that. But it still looks sort of like grazing, if you're honest and you think about it that way. It still looks a little bit like grazing. So maybe you do breakfast and lunch and dinner, and then while you're watching TV, you do a freebie. That would be even better, all right? Or maybe you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you have an extra or at some point during the day. Okay. But then if you get to just 3 eating episodes or up to 3 eating episodes, that's going to be some of your best Shibboleth days. But what I like people to understand is not every single day is going to be the same. There's going to be days where you have 3 meals. There's going to be days where you have 3 meals and a freebie, 3 meals and an extra, 3 meals and a snack. There's going to be days where you have all of them. Okay. You've got to know all of the ebb and flow of what you can do within the guidelines of having a perfect day, and just keep those perfect days coming. Okay. This is a lifestyle that we need to train ourselves to get used to forever. It's not a short term. We got to train ourselves to get used to this forever. So if you think about it now, you're not doing the exact same thing every day now. But if we can train ourselves to just get to the 3 meals a day, then that would be great. But you can utilize these other things if you need to. Keep in mind that just because they're lawful does not mean that they're expedient, all right? But you'll still be in EFB. You have to make those choices. Okay. We're going to have a look. This is the overview page for combinations. This is the overview page to how to eat in a way that controls insulin. Remember, secret alert. So, how do you put together a properly combined meal? You simply learn the 7 categories of food and what foods are your favorites that go in each of these categories. So, there's 7 categories of food. All foods made their way into these categories based on their nutritional profile and how they respond in your body. So, I'm going to read these out to you and make sure that you're aware of how to read all this the information. Category 1 is a lean protein, or LP for abbreviation. Category 2, fibrous carbs, FC. Category 3, energy carbs, EC. Category 4, protein plus fat, PF. Category 5, fruit, or FR. This one is also known as antioxidant carb, or AC. So if you ever see AC, it's fruit. Category 6, superfood, SF. Category 7, shellfish, SHF, which is really just a lean protein. So back to this antioxidant carb part. The reason I write this here is because occasionally on a document, I will see that written instead of fruit. And I just want to go ahead and let you know up front that that's what that is. And shellfish right down here is really just a lean protein. So if you think about category 1 and category 7, these are the bookends of all of the categories. They're both lean proteins, both very versatile. Shellfish actually used to be in the lean protein category, but due to medical reasons and biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat shellfish. So we just put it in its own little category. And that way people don't have to even think about that, all right? But let's talk about some things that are in these categories. In your lean protein category, you're going to find all fish, chicken breast, 96% lean ground beef, not egg whites. In your fibrous carb category, that's where we're going to find broccoli, green beans, asparagus, and over 60 approved bread or bread type items. See, we do not exclude anything on Shibboleth, we just teach you the best products to eat and how to eat them in a way that controls insulin. Energy carbs, corn, carrots, potatoes, protein plus fat, whole eggs, 93 to 95.9% lean ground beef, chicken with skin, dark meat chicken, chicken wings, fruit, all fruits, fruit. Superfood is basically a food that has all 4 macronutrients in it. So it's going to have water in it, it's going to have protein in it, fat, and carbs. So a superfood has all 4 of those things in it. And then shellfish, which is really just a lean protein, that's where you're going to find crab, lobster, shrimp, and such. But honestly, think about it like this. Anything that's not a fish that lives in water, whether it has a shell or not, goes in this category. All right. So we just put it in shellfish. Like, for example, octopus does not have a shell. That's where we put that. So when you come over here and you look at this combination chart, this combination chart is going to give you meal planning. Okay. Now, the reason it can be in a generalized way of the numbers and the abbreviation is because our job this week is to figure out the foods that you like that go in the categories. And then you can just pick something from those categories and put them together. So let's have a look over here at the blue column. This blue column, see where it says 1LP? That basically reads like this. Category 1, lean protein. The plus sign, Janet, all fish is a 1, is the category 1 lean protein. Everything, all other critters other than fish that live in water are shellfish, even if they don't have a shell. But all fish is a 1. All the other critters that live in water, even if they don't have a shell, go in shellfish. And I'm glad you're here with me, Janet. Okay, so the plus sign basically means eaten with. Category 6, superfood, eaten with a category 2, fibers, carbs. So these numbers are not quantity. These are the category numbers, okay? The quantity depends on, your hands. So for this combination right here, lean protein, maybe you put chicken breast right here. Then you put your superfood right here and your fibers carb right here. Then you portion control. You have a properly combined, properly portioned meal on your plate. So that's how that is. This blue column is fast weight loss. It's fast weight loss because it's different than what you're doing and you're controlling insulin. This yellow column is faster weight loss. In this red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter, okay? This is the column that is going to get the absolute fastest results. But I also want you to know you do not have to do every single meal in the red column. Remember how I was talking about on the timing day? There may be days where you could just do 3 meals, and there may be days that you need that little extra or want that little extra. In this, there's going to be some meals that you're going to pull meals from here, pull meals from here, pull meals from here. Just depends. There may be Monday, you may go, okay, I'm going to have yellow and red column meals. And then on Friday night, you're like, you know what? I'm cooking for everybody, and we're gonna make one of these full out, have everything on my plate with still portion control, but more food, like more options on your plate. You might go over here. So it's an ebb and flow too. You can live in and out of all of these. It's totally fine. But if you want the absolute best results, the yellow and red column would be the best. And if you throw in some of this every once in a while, you'll feel like you're getting something extra special. You'll still remain in EFB. Okay. So it's nice to have that flexibility and the variety. Okay. You just don't want to go over the guidelines that are given to you. You want to live within the guidelines, but they can vary. Okay. So I hope that makes sense with that combination chart. Tomorrow night, we are going over this for 1 full hour, not just this sheet, a whole nother website to look at. Now let's talk about on this page, which of these categories can be eaten alone? So there's 5 of the 7 categories that do not even have to be combined at all. Why is this important for you to know? Because what we are teaching you is how to eat in all the different situations. Because you're going to be in different situations when it comes to eating, and you want to know how to do the right thing every single time, and you can. So Category 1 can be eaten alone. If you're making notes or anything like that, write these numbers down. Category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carb. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 6, superfood. And category 7, shellfish. Those can all be eaten alone. So basically, we skipped category 3, energy carb, and category 5, fruit. Those must be eaten properly. Okay. Now, energy carbs, they must be eaten properly always if you're having a perfect day. But remember earlier when I said there was 2 modes, either weight loss mode or maintenance mode, and one of the differences was how you eat fruit. Well, when you are in weight loss mode, fruit must be combined properly. All right. But once you get to maintenance, you can have a piece of fruit as a snack by itself if you want to, and you'll be fine. All right. But in weight loss mode, that's a different nutritional situation than maintenance. So we've got to just do the right thing in weight loss to get the results. And then once we get to maintenance, we can do the other. We can have fruit as a snack. But honestly, if you are eating fruit with a meal, it should still be combined properly in maintenance, but you can also have fruit as a snack if you wanted to. Just gives you another option. Okay, so let's talk about the category 3 energy carb. Okay, I just said that it needed to be combined properly to have to on a perfect day. So let's say that you want to eat some black-eyed peas, all right? Black-eyed peas are an energy carb. If you like black-eyed peas, go ahead and I hope you have some notes and I hope you have some notes and you can make some, when you start hearing foods this week and you hear what category they're in, go ahead and start writing them down. Okay. So the black-eyed peas. If you want to eat black-eyed peas, you're going to do about a quarter of a cup. About a quarter of a cup is going to sit right there in your hand, right there underneath your fingers. That's where I put my energy carbs. All right. And then this is what happens. This is the science, y'all. I hope if you have fallen asleep, wake up, okay? Because this is the science behind what's going on. When you eat the black-eyed peas or any energy carb, when you eat the black-eyed peas, your blood sugar is going to elevate. That's just what happens when you eat an energy carb. So your blood sugar is going to elevate. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. It's going to secrete insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation. Okay, that's an important step in that. But now that you're learning, I need to eat in a way that controls insulin. How can I control the insulin that I just had come out because of eating black-eyed peas? Well, you simply put it together with a lean protein. We're going to say chicken breast and a fibrous carb. We're going to say green beans. All right. So let's do this little scenario. You've eaten some black-eyed peas. Your blood sugar elevates. Your pancreas secretes insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation. You're now learning, I got to eat in a way that controls insulin. The protein in the chicken breast and the fiber in the green beans neutralize the insulin release from the black-eyed peas. You have used food as medicine to control insulin. This is awesome because all you got to do is learn to do that. Do you know that I'm so comfortable now? I can go to any restaurant and go boom, boom, boom. I know what to order. It's amazing. It's so cool. And it'll take a minute for you to get there because you're going to be thinking and processing it in the beginning. But after you've been living it for so long, you won't have to think about it anymore. It'll just be what you naturally do. You naturally do what you do now, but it hasn't been working. So now we've got to get to the spot where we are naturally doing the other things and they will be working. Okay. So does that make sense? Y'all confirm for me that this makes sense. Is everybody understanding what I am talking about right now? Awesome, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. I want everybody tonight to just be like, whoa, wait a minute. This makes so much sense. Awesome, Joanne. Thank you, Janet. Awesome. Because once you get it, do you know, awesome, Chris, do you know that when I sit down with people now and I see them order unapproved meals, I see their blood sugar elevating, I see their pancreas secreting insulin. I'm like, oh Lord, I've been doing this too much, too long. If you start seeing people's body parts working inside of their body. But really we need to realize that that's what's happening. But it's important to know how our body works. All right. So it's the same thing with fruit. In weight loss mode, we've got to treat fruit properly. The difference is in weight loss mode, we're trying to achieve a result. Okay, we're trying to get off that excess body weight that we don't need. That's the toxic excess weight that's hurting us. All right. So that's what we're focused on. But once you get to maintenance, you don't have all of that on you. And a little bit of extra little insulin that comes out because of eating a good piece of fruit isn't going to hurt you. But in weight loss, you got you got goals, okay? And so we have to do fruit differently. So if you want to eat fruit, it should be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's just say that you want to have some berries. Maybe you make yourself an egg white spinach omelet. All right. Now, if I say anything that you don't like, you scratch it off the list because there are so many foods and so many options on planet Shibboleth that you're never going to have to eat anything that you don't like. And I'm thankful for that personally. So if you want to eat fruit, it must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Now, when I say it must be eaten with a lean protein, which two categories could that lean protein come from? Awesome, awesome, Amy and Janet. Yes, the lean proteins come from category 1 or category 7. So if you like category 7 shellfish, then you've got more options to pull from. Okay, category 1 and category 7. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for participating. Okay, on this next sheet, we're going to just recap and talk about what the fastest fat burning combination is. So the fastest fat burning combination is a lean protein, whether it comes from category 1 or category 7, eaten with a category 2 fibrous carb, mainly the vegetable ones is going to give you the fastest fat burning combinations, but and then cooked up in MCT oil. MCT is a medium chain triglyceride. We're going to talk about that on the next slide. If you want to eat an energy carb, which is a category 3, or fruit, which is category 5, you must eat it with a lean protein coming from category 1 or category 7 and a category 2 fibrous carb. Now, oh, let me go back. Let me go back right here. See this baby right here, this protein plus fat? This word right here, fat, is not a bad word. Our body actually needs fats for certain functions. We're just going to pick the best protein plus fats, the ones that work. We're not going to choose the ones that have more than 50% calories from fat. We're going to pick ones that are decent. We're going to pick the ones that are good for us. Okay. So if you eat a protein plus fat, it can be eaten by itself. Optimally, you'd eat it with a category 2 fibrous carb. But what we're not going to eat with this protein plus fat is we're not going to eat it with anything that brings an insulin release. Energy carbs, fruit, and superfood. Because remember, superfood has carbs in it. So we're just not going to eat our protein plus fat with anything that brings an insulin release. Basically, we don't put carbs with fat. You can do fibrous carbs with it, but not the carbs that bring an insulin release. Is that making sense? We're not going to put fat with the carbs that bring an insulin release. Here's why. Remember we talked about that fat bus? Insulin is what we call the fat bus. So imagine that you eat a steak and a baked potato. Well, first of all, let me assure you, if steak and baked potato is your thing, You can still do it up to 6 times a month. Okay. There is nothing that you can't eat on planet Shibboleth. You're just managing which day you're going to eat it on. So if you want steak and baked potato, you can eat it. It's just on a holiday. All right. But let me tell you what happens when you eat that. That potato typically is giant, especially when you go out to restaurants. So you eat that potato, it is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. But instead of eating it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb, you ate it with some steak. Well, that steak is a good protein and it's a good fat, but it's still fat. So there's really no fat in the potato. I looked it up once, there's like 0.5 or something. There's no fat. The potato is just the catalyst. It's the catalyst to fat storage. So when your blood sugar elevates and your pancreas secretes insulin, see, it comes out to do a job. Yep, let me go regulate that blood sugar. But then on its way to do the job, it says, whoa, wait a minute, they ate this with some fat. Let me pull out my bus. Let me go around and pick up all those fat lipids and take them to their destination. Okay, it's like little kids waiting on the bus stop at the front of their neighborhood or their home, and the bus comes by, picks them up, takes them to their destination, the school. That's what the fat bus does. It comes out to elevate blood sugar. And if it meets a lean protein and a fibrous carb, it goes back to the destination. Okay. But if it meets a protein plus fat, it gets real excited. It says, wait, ooh, 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 I get to go pick up the kids today. I got to go store these kids. No, I get to go take these kids to the school. We get to go to our destination. So that's what's happening. If you do that up to 6 times a month, you're still going to get results. All right. It's about doing the right thing about 80% of the time. Okay. You got to do the right thing 80% of the time. So we don't want to eat protein plus fats with things that bring an insulin release. So now this line makes sense. I forgot to explain that tonight. Don't eat protein plus fats with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. Your 3s, 5s, or 6s. If numbers mess you up somehow and you don't like numbers of things, just call these things what they are. Like category 1, you don't have to call it a 1. You can call it a lean protein. I had that question in class in person one time, and somebody said, these numbers mess me up. I said, well, can you think about the foods as how their nutritional profile? Like it's a lean protein, it's a fibrous carb, it's a energy carb. She says, yeah, I got that. I said, well, quit calling them numbers then. And just call them the other thing. She says, oh, okay. And then this bottom one right here, all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Because at a restaurant, even if you order chicken breast, you have no idea what oil they cooked it in. So they might have cooked it in unapproved oils. And basically what happens when they do that is they've taken a lean protein and they've turned it into a protein plus fat by cooking fat into it. Is everybody good with that? Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all give me some thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is another simple swap that we do. I haven't actually been using that. Thank you, Stephanie. Awesome. Hey, Monica. One of the things that we do in Shibboleth, especially back there on that eating foods in a way that controls insulin, is we make these simple swaps. If you're buying a bread that you don't find in the food library, thank you for those thumbs up on Facebook, on your food library, then you just need to find a new bread. Okay, you need to find a new bread. And we'll help you do that. That's the beauty of the food library. So we're going to have 100% MCT oil. MCT is medium chain triglyceride. Now, this is in contrast to what you were probably using before. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and all those other oils, those are long chain triglycerides. Long chain triglycerides have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat, where MCT oil, which is a medium chain triglyceride, it has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Hello, I think I want to use that one. I want to use the one that does not have an opportunity to be stored on my body as fat, or it has almost no propensity to be stored on our body as fat. Why does it have almost no propensity to be stored on our body as fat? Because it burns like that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's burning up. Okay. It's not a long chain triglyceride that takes longer to burn through. Long chain triglycerides are also dense too, so it takes longer to break them down. So, our number one cooking oil, and this is going to be one of the swaps that you make, is 100% MCT oil. That's what you want to use. Coconut oil is also approved. It's 66% MCTs, but it's not 100%. And then ghee butter is basically butter that's just been clarified. So all the milk solids have been pulled out of it. And this is 40% MCTs. Now, what I like about teaching you about butter is that this shows that this lifestyle is sustainable. There are going to be times where you want that butter flavor for something it's called for in a recipe, or you want to dip some crab legs in there, or make some shrimp scampi, or lobster tail. This is where you choose ghee butter, okay, instead of the other butter that's hurting us, not helping us. You can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. Here's how I make my decision. If I am cooking a lean protein, I use medium chain triglycerides. If I am cooking a protein plus fat, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. That's how I make that decision about that. It's that simple. If I need a butter flavor, I use that one. Now, medium chain triglycerides, when you're using those, 1 tablespoon is the amount, it's the amount per serving. So let's say you're cooking one piece of chicken, you could put 1 tablespoon in the pan and cook your chicken. If you're cooking 4 pieces of chicken for you to have later in the week or for the family, you could do 4 tablespoons of that in the pan because you're using it to cook all of that. All right. So then you need to hang on 1 second. I'll be right back, y'all. Thank you. Okay, so there's about 130 calories. There's about 130 calories per tablespoon. And so people I sometimes ask me, why would I choose to use something that's got calories in it versus a 0-calorie cooking spray? Well, here's why. This medium chain triglyceride has a muscle preserving effect, and we are all about preserving our muscles on planet Shibboleth. In fact, if you eat and like we tell you to, we're preserving muscles. Okay, that's important. Travis is all about preserving muscles. And then the other thing is it has a metabolism building effect. What that means is it's thermogenic, so it heats up, and there's a little bit of extra calorie burn there when you do it. Now, you're hearing me say really great things about this medium chain triglycerides. Please do not hear me saying that you should take it as a supplement. We do not take it as a supplement. Just because it burns a few extra calories, it does not need to be added to your body as a supplement. It just needs to burn itself off quickly when you use it and maybe burn up a few extra. Okay, it's not a supplement. We do not make bulletproof coffee, meaning we do not put it in our coffee. We don't put it in our shakes and things like that. So we don't use it randomly. And the reason I feel it's important for me to tell you all of these things is that there's a lot of noise out there about things, MCT oil and other things. You have got to put blinders on. Don't even pay attention to what's going out there in the world. This works. when you do it the way that Travis has been teaching it for 20 years. Okay, that's what we have got to do. So, so we're going to make, we use MCT oil for 3 reasons only. Cooking in recipes. I say cooking like pots, pans, grill, oven, recipes, and making salad dressings. Those are the 3 reasons that you would want to use MCT oil. The last thing I'm going to say about this is we need to cook on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector, and we don't want that to happen. So it's just got a low smoke point. So cook on low to medium heat. But meat is typically juicy if you cook on low to medium heat anyway. All right. We got a few more slides just to wrap this thing up, okay? Oops, what happened? Okay. We want to remain in EFB as often as possible. EFB stands for efficient fat burning, and I like to say EFB, baby, efficient fat burning, because that's a great place to be. So we are striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. It just is. It's just what's going to happen. So after a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. So if you're hearing me say that, your very first perfect day that you mark in your journal, you're going to see a green check. That's perfect day number 1. The second perfect day that you mark in your journal, you're going to see a green check. That is second perfect day. On your third perfect day, you are in EFB, and the icon that is created in your journal is a flame. All right. We want to string as many flames together as we can. We want to get a flame streak, because that's when you're getting results. You're getting lots of awesome results. You're retraining your body. You're going to be feeling really good after just a couple of days. I promise. It's amazing how quickly the body can heal. But planned or unplanned, a holiday someday where we don't meet some component of the Shibboleth shield is coming. It's coming. So you mark it as a holiday. You be honest, you mark it for what it is, and then you just know I get right back. Remember, a holiday is not cheating, and it's not doing something bad. It's just a day off of the perfect day. You get right back to your perfect days. After 2 perfect days, you get back into efficient fat burning, and then you let me string together some more efficient fat burning days. All right, that's what you do. And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. See, it's a cycle, just like the cycle of life now. It's a cycle. All right. This is important. When we are in EFB, which is efficient fat burning, our body is going to burn fat. All fat is stored energy, stored energy. So our body will burn fat for the energy that we need rather than easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs. Okay, we're still going to get carbs and stuff on Shibboleth. Don't worry. I mean, if that's your thing, you just got to figure out which ones work and the right combination. Okay, but if we're giving it unapproved oils and unapproved starchy and sugary carbs, those are easily accessible sources of energy. Who has ever heard of taking the path of least resistance? People do that. Guess what our body is going to do? Our body's going to do the same thing. If it's got an easily accessible source of energy, it's going to go to that first for the energy. But think, if you are not giving it easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs, then it has to access stored energy for the energy that you need every single day. And that's simply fat, and it's burning it off. This is how we get great results. We make sure the body uses its own stored energy, which is just sitting there waiting to be used. Isn't that exciting? You now know. You now know what to do. You know the secrets now. You have heard it all right now. It's awesome. Okay, just recap the fat bus. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. It is a fat storage hormone. Insulin also increases appetite. So have you ever eaten ice cream and then you wanted chips and then you wanted a pickle and then you wanted a cookie and then you wanted like meatloaf or something? You're like, what? Wait, what's going on? Oh my goodness, what's going on? Insulin. Bad, bad, bad. No. Insulin increases your appetite. So we just have to know that. And if we get extra hungry, after a holiday, we got to know, oh yeah, that insulin needs to dissipate back out of my body so that I'm not hungry like that. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning that you are out of EFB. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. All right. Oops. What am I going to eat this week? You are simply going to make a list of your 7 favorite lean proteins, whether that comes from category 1 or category 7. Make a list of your 7 favorite fibrous carbs from category 2, and you pick something from one list and something from the other list and eat it together. It's that simple. Now, do all of your meals have to be that simple for the entire rest of your life? No, but it is best to keep them simple in the beginning because you don't need anything more complicated while you're trying to get all of your other habits in line. Water, journaling, simple meals, portion control, no more than 3 meals a day. And then if you need a freebie, an extra, and a snack, know which ones are approved and you can use. That's it. That's all. And if you have MCT, you can cook it up in MCT oil. I also highly suggest that you have a few meal replacements on hand that are approved for simplicity. Not all of us are waking up every morning and cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner anyway. There's a lot of times when we're doing convenience food and easy, we need to know what to eat in that place. So throw in a few meal replacements, even check out the restaurant guide and know what you could get at Chick-fil-A, okay? Because you might have to go there this week. And then in the beginning, keep it simple and then branch out as you continue to live and learn the lifestyle. I want you to take advantage of our awesome, amazing resources. If you are on Facebook, we do have Facebook support groups. If you are not on Facebook, rest assured that absolutely everything that you need is either in Zoom or our website, okay? I want you to familiarize yourself with our awesome website. The awesome website is the Fast Track Laps. This is how you're going to familiarize yourself with the website. You're going to participate in Fast Track with me every night this week at 7:30. And then I want you to make a mentor appointment, but I want you to make the mentor appointment for next week. Guess why? I want you to focus on Fast Track this week. If you take responsibility for learning this, when you have a conversation with the mentor, y'all are having a more intelligent conversation and she's not having to teach you the lifestyle, which you could have learned this week in Fast Track. Y'all can talk about meals. Y'all can talk about foods and why to do those foods together. And y'all can talk ideas. That's much more fun than her having to explain the lifestyle to you when this Fast Track Laps is what is intended to teach you that. As a matter of fact, I am going to be teaching next hour how I overcame food addiction and lost weight. I'm going to be showing that. So I want y'all to come back and watch me show that. Focus on Fast Track this week by working through each of the laps, okay? Then welcome. Welcome. We are so glad that you are here. Do you know that it is my honor and pleasure to be teaching this to you? I truly do not believe I could be doing anything more important other than leading people to take care of their body, which the Lord created. And I have a master's degree in education. I've been a school teacher. I've been a principal. I love to teach. But do you know, I really didn't like teaching all that other stuff. This, I love it. And I love teaching it because I see the results that come from it. And I really get great joy in helping people achieve things that they did not think were possible. A lot of times when people end up here, we find them, kind of at their wits' end and they don't think that it is possible. And it is. And I'm glad to be teaching it. All right. Well, y'all, let me show you one more thing. If you are inclined to join me for this next class, which I hope you would be, go to your Shibboleth website. Ooh, we'll see if they've got them in. I don't think they've got them in. You might just have to find me on Facebook. Nope. The virtual assistant has not put those classes in. So just find me on Facebook on this in about 3 minutes and we'll see you back. Let's see, Stephanie, do you think new people should learn the program before beginning? Not necessarily, Stephanie, because what is learning the program? I just taught you tonight. Water, water. You don't have to learn to drink water. Boom, you just start doing it. See, this is what concerns me sometimes. So some people say, learn the program. And I get it. I get it. I get the word learn. But you don't really have to learn everything. This is a do program. You got to do. So we're going to drink our water. You can do that tomorrow, Stephanie. Start writing down everything that you eat, even if it's not quite approved yet. Okay. Start that. Then you're going to do the very best you can with combinations. And then you're going to portion control. You can start that tomorrow. Even if you didn't eat in the right combinations, you could portion control that. And then timing. Awesome. Awesome, Stephanie. And then the last one is no more than 3 meals a day. And if you need something, figure out what would work as a freebie, an extra, or a snack. You're welcome, Phyllis. I'm glad you're here. But learning the program comes from applying the program. So start tomorrow. Everybody start tomorrow, y'all. Y'all can lose 7 pounds this week easy in the first 7 to 10 days. You can. 7 to 10 days, you can do 7 pounds. Okay, I'm going to go grab myself a water and then y'all join me right back here, okay? Bye, everybody. Yay, I'm glad you're excited. Amy, join me on this next webinar too, okay? Bye, everybody.